But I think all in all we have now 25 points. The direction is right. Not everything was great, but I think the last weeks we took a lot of good points, and I think regarding from coming back after 1-0 down, I think this shows also a lot about mentality, belief, willingness, also fitness, how fit we are, we can run until the end. It says something about our bench, that we can bring impact players. I think against Coventry it was this for Musa. Then now we had the combination between Pato and Jamal. I think this is helpful for us as a team. We need the team, we need everyone, and now in the next 4 weeks we have 8 games, and that will be a tough time.
25 points at this stage of the season is quite a significant achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I think this is, when you compare this to last season, a huge step forward. I think last season it was 7 points to the same time, and now we have 25. But last year you had some clubs that were around by 25, and then there were two difference from the performance. One clubs they going up in the table, and some clubs going down. And of course it's up to us which direction we want to go. I think it's clear that we want to fight for the next 3 points. I think the next opponent, Preston, is still an opponent who is fighting for everything. Physical, strong, good pressing team, attacking forward team. It's still again a new challenge, but for us it's a big opportunity to take the next 3 points, and of course we want to give the next 3 points our home fans as well.
You mentioned you used 4 different shapes on Sunday at Derby. How useful is it to have that flexibility, and how much work goes into working with a squad to be in a position where you can just switch shapes and systems during a game?
Yeah, if you ask me, then I prefer to have one game or one shape, and I can play 90 minutes one shape, because then it means it works well. I think the first change was a small one. It was just about one position to bring them in different areas on the pitch. Second half, especially in the halftime, it was a little bit more changes. But I said this a lot of times, it's about our patterns, our principles, how we want to play, and if this is clear, then it's much easier to change the shape. I think sometimes it's more detailed, it's not that you can see everything on the pitch, but you can change something, and I think this is important. We changed in Portsmouth something in the halftime. It works well now again. I think this is always a key part to adapt something if it's necessary, and then you need the players on the pitch, you need the team on the pitch who can do this and is able to do this, and this is a good result. I looked the game back, and of course it was not our best game, our best performance regarding principles, positioning, net, all these things, but it was important to find the right tools in the second half, and it was about maybe the shape then to come into the game. Of course then the players, they give us different profiles, impact. And then again, it was the belief until the end, and it's a good feeling. You feel the last weeks, self-confidence is growing. But we know the next game is coming soon, and you have to deliver again to keep the momentum. And this is always what we work on.
Using the last 2 games as a basis for this question, Danny, I wanted to ask you, which of these 2 scenarios do you prefer? Assuming in this scenario that you win the game of football, a game where you have a high XG, perhaps waste some chances, miss some chances, but at least you created the chances, or a lower XG, but being extremely efficient and taking the chances when they come?
Yeah, if you win both games, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, of course. But when you look back against Hull, I think, and this is crazy. Yeah, you have in 1 week or in 3 days, you have 2 different phases, because you play against different style of footballs. Yeah, against Hull was a different game to Derby County, and yeah, for me it's always to create chances and to have chances, because it increase our chance to win and to score. Against Derby County, I think they will say, "Oh, we missed some good moments. They had good chances. They can win the game." And at the end, we were very clinical. Then, with a little bit of luck. But when you look back to all the games, then you see so far in the season we had not so many games where we had the luck, and now we had 1 games of this, and then we take it. But all in all, of course, we want to entertain, we want to create chances, we want to win games, and at the end, and this is the key in football, take the 3 points. And in the last 2 games, it was fantastic to see. I think since the international break, the 3 games, when you take them together, a good step forward again. Yeah, I think now we have a good run so far in the table. It looks good, but with 25 points you achieve nothing in the season, we know this. And for this, it means we have to be on front foot, we have to go forward, and especially now this Christmas time. Yeah, we have now so far 25 points. In the next 4 weeks we can collect 24 points. It means a lot when you look to this, and it's up to us. Have a good performance and push our limits and take a lot points.
What are the things you consider when deciding whether to select a more classical number 9 type in Michael Smith for a game, or whether to go with a slightly different forward in an EK Ugbo or Jamal Lowe to play through the middle?
Yeah, I think against Hull, I played with Ugbo in front because the spaces were more behind. This is a strength from Ugbo. Against Derby County, I know it's a physical side. You need also maybe more a war player in front. And against Cardiff, we played with 2 strikers. I think you see in this situation that we looking how we can bring our strength in, and what means this for the opponent. And then it's also good to have on the bench, for example, Jamal, to give them the impact and to score. I think it was for me a little bit a typical Jamal goal. He has a little bit the feeling when he has to attack the spaces, and a good crossbar from Pato. Yeah, I think all in all we need different profiles from the strikers, and for me it's sometimes not the easiest decision to make, because you look for the form, in which shape the striker is. You look to the opponent, you look to your players around the striker, who is connected with each other. If you have 3 players in front that everybody wants to receive the ball in the red zone, then you have no deep runs, then it's also difficult. Then as well in this part you have to find the good match with the other wingers or the other number 10 position. All the things I try and to make my best decision, and then I explain to players why I took this or I took him. This is so far the situation.
I was at Lincoln City's game on Tuesday night, and Bailey Kennemard trio only came on right at the end of the game. Are you concerned at all by the lack of minutes that he's getting there, and is that something you might review in January?
Yeah, of course we look to the minutes. We know how the manager worked. He would take a lot of strikers during the game and from game to game. And for Bailey it's about, even if it's 10-15 minutes, work hard on this, try it again. He scored sometimes now, this is good. It's about play week by week, and then we will make a decision. But at the moment, I think it was not the wrong decision to take him for a loan out, and this is also for him important to go through the resilience and work for it, deserve to play. I think even if you are a lone player from a championship club, you cannot expect to play every game. For this you have to work hard, and this is the decision making from the manager.
And I know it's only the 5th of December, but are you laying the foundations, making calls, talking to managers, talking to clubs ahead of January already? Are you trying to get a head start on being able to do business in January? And is it going to come down to you yourself having to pull off a bit of magic here, to usurp some of the championship teams that are also competing for loan players from the Premier League? Because I imagine that if you're interested in a player, there's probably about 20 other teams that are interested in a player in the same division.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good player, then of course a lot of clubs will fight for this player. It's about the position. I think we can influence a lot about our position in the table. I think I said this many times now. The situation last year was different to this year until now. I think that gives you a little bit more attractive for the players. You can play more up than down. This is helpful. I think the examples from some loan players last year and also from this year showed that we can develop and improve players also for the championship clubs. I think this is helpful as well. And of course we have to look for players they can really make the difference to us, to our players here. I think this is the key. It makes no sense to bring just squad player now in. It must be really then an upgrade. All in all, my team is at the moment strong as a team. We know, and it will become again in the season. Yeah, you have some up and downs, and then of course it's important that you have players they are there on the right moments, and we will look for this. I cannot promise, but I can say that we will try, of course, to find some players that really help us to achieve some goals this season.
And is there a lot of responsibility on you? Because you've players, when they've signed for this club, have told us you will sit down with a player, you will show them videos, you will explain in great detail their role at Sheffield Wednesday, and they seem to suggest that having that information is a big plus for them in making a decision on where they're going to go. Plus, you can also turn around and go, look what I've done with James Beard, or look what I've done with Shay Charles, and that could also be a convincing thing for them, and the style of football that you play as well.
Yeah, at first the responsibility is about to have a good position in the table, to be attractive, to play good football. I think this is the first part. Then of course I look with Kevin together what is possible on the market, which position we need. I think there's a clear mind from my part, a clear positioning. Kevin knows this, what I'm looking for, and then it's about to be convinced after the videos from the players. Then you make the first step, of course. Then it's about convince the player for the project, for the way, for the football. Convinced him, and a little bit also catched him with my human part. I think this is also important. You need a relationship to your player. And finally then it's about the club, to make the environment, the budget, that we can bring players here. I think this is also a key part, and that means every part of every member of the club will help in this case to bring the player here. It's not just a one-man show. Of course, the manager is always important for a player, because this is the guy who is working every day, but you have to look for the full picture, and that means the club is also involved in this and makes the deal done.
Can I ask you a bit about the human side of it then? do you sort of try and make a connection with players? I mean, can you explain to us what you mean by that? You know, what do you do to sort of have that personal connection with players?
Yeah, I think when you speak with players, you notice, when you met one person first time, then sometimes there's something immediately there, and you have a good relationship, or you think, yeah, he's okay, but there's nothing special. And I think this is the first thing. The other thing, it's about to give him really some knowledge about how I act in some situations, what kind of manager I'm, and then I'm also convinced the agent and players, they will have a lot of knowledge behind me. They will ask players, they will ask this agent, they will ask. That's normal. I think they are good. They have a lot of informations about what we are doing here. But of course, I think this is what you need, this relationship. And you see sometimes if a player wants to have really opportunity to play and wants to help, or just it's a club, but the club is not special for him. It doesn't matter which club. And I think if you feel he wants to really to come to Sheffield Wednesday with all the things what we have here, then it's a good point.
Yeah, I think everybody on the Zoom is now wondering what first impression they made. At that initial press conference down here a year ago. Just finally, the players and yourself visited various local hospitals this week. How did you find that experience?
Yeah, we had this last times as well. I think it's always, very helpful for those people there. I think I was in the children's hospital. When you see the small kids, with really, really bad illnesses, and then it's not nice to see them, but when you come into the door and they start to smile and I'm looking forward, I think this is always a great stuff, especially to the Christmas time. We give them a small lift. We cannot do so much, but I think this is also a big responsibility for us to help this humans, these people in different ages. I think. Especially if you have own kids, then you know what it means when you see them in the bed and they cannot come home for Christmas, or they have cancer or something like this. This is horrible to watch, but give them energy, help them, and even if it's just 10 minutes where you can talk with them or you can play with them PlayStation or something like this, then I think this is helpful for them.
Thanks for your time, Danny. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Rob. See you.
Danny, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hi, Alex. I'm good. You?
Yeah, top of the world. Thank you. Top of the world. Just going back to what you spoke about with changes in game. I'm interested. Where does some of that come from? How much of it is instinct and your literal reading of the game? How much of it is the analysis work that goes on during the game? How much do you take from the other coaches and what they say, and how autonomous is it?
Yeah, of course. At first, you look to the game, what happens, which parts you need more pressure on the ball, in which areas you see the free spaces, in which areas you can open up the spaces to attack them. Then you look, okay, which players can help you and which players you bring in and which strength have the players. I think, for example, at the end we had then Jamal and Pato on the pitch. There's a little bit more, and especially Jamal, he likes to be more central, and then the combination with Pato and Jamal was for me then, from my experience from the last weeks, months, I said, okay, that could be a good couple, that they work together very close to each other. Maybe then they can deliver and make assists. Yeah, of course. And then I have my assistant coaches. They look during the game with the analysts on the iPad and give me some feedback. And then, of course, at the end, there's also sometimes a feeling in your body, and then you say, okay, this could be now a good fit. And you do it, and then it's about the decision making. Sometimes you want to change something, but you have the feeling, no, at the moment this is not about the shape. You are convinced that you can stay with this shape, and the players will do it. And sometimes you think the players try it, but they come not into, and it's then the point where you have to change something. And I think against Derby County it was really helpful. Even when I look back to this game, then I saw some good decisions, but as a manager sometimes you make maybe also the wrong decisions, and then you will not speak about this. But for me it's always important, if I see something, then I'm more about do bold decisions instead of just cross the fingers and wait until the game is over. It's a little bit more my mindset.
Yeah, you can see that, I wanted to ask, going back to the game at Derby, obviously there was a lot of changes from first half to second. I wanted to ask about Josh. You spoke about he picks up the spaces sort of quite instinctively. How important is he? Are there other players in the squad that perform the role in a similar way?
I think you have with Josh, you have with Barry, also Jay in the middle of the pitch. They like to want to have the ball. They receive the ball sometimes in deep areas, sometimes in high areas. With this relationship and connection, they create overloaded in some spaces. They have short passes, and it helps. Then you have players, they like to have spaces in the right areas on the deep to attack them. And important is that you have some players on the pitch where you think they could be a little bit the playmaker. For me it was then important, or when I thought in the half time, what could I do with Jay? I stay with him on the 6 and then I drop him back, or he goes immediately in this position where I want to have him. And of course he gives us some good ball vertical in the dangerous zones, and then you need players, they have an open body position for receive the ball to speed up the game. I think that is a crucial thing. I think we have still parts where we have to work on, especially then in the final third. We know this topic. I think the ball possession in the first part and in the middle part is much better now, and now it's really about the outcome, and for this we have to improve, especially if you have bigger goals this season, then you have to improve in this area.
Now Barry this weekend. I'm not going to ask you exactly how you're going to set up without him, but with Nathaniel stepping in, it seemed like he did a good job. Blew off the cobwebs, and he's got a presence about him in that 6, doesn't he?
Yeah, of course. I think the first 2-3 minutes he needs a little bit. You say maybe a little bit rusty. But all in all, he did a fantastic job. He gives us exactly what we want to do, what we need. And then the combination, I think, was helpful that we have 3 midfielders in the final 20 minutes was helpful as well. Let's see now if he's ready for a starter. I think this is then also a difference between come in for the last 20 minutes or start a game. But I think I have still some good options. I think Svante, Liam can play this. Nave, of course, or we play just with a single 6. All things you can do. I think this is then more the opponent should think about this, what is maybe in the middle of the pitch. But we have some good options. Of course, Barry is Barry. It's not one-to-one change, but it's a good opportunity for some other players to fill this gap in this match day.
You can tell us what you're going to do. No one's watching.
Of course.
On Svante, he's had some really eye-catching games. Some games where he's been a bit quieter. What's the development process there, and what are your thoughts on how he's getting on?
I think for Svante it's a new league. It's a new manager. I think his position is between 6, 8 and 10. And this is sometimes he travels a little bit over the pitch. We know what we get from him, a physical strong side, powerful, deep runs, different profile. Look, for example, when he played against Norwich, he did a fantastic job because the task was working against the ball, and he could bring his strength in. In other games where you have more ball possession and the spaces are tighter and smaller, then maybe for him it's not always the best game. Yeah, and this is exactly what I told before about the striker. Then you also look who is the best match, who is the best couple, who has the best relationship to each other. And I think now we come to the point this season where, and you saw it in the last 3 games, the rotation, it's not that big that was it before. Yeah, now it's more 1 position, 2 positions instead of 3, 4, 5 positions. I think this is also important at the moment to understand that we're building up a relationship now to neighbors on the pitch. This is helpful, and for him it's keep going. He improved. I think he's a very great character. He worked hard. He take this as a challenge, and for me it's good to have as well, as a starter or then on the bench, this different profile from players.
Just to continue our tour of midfielders, I want to ask about Sean. He's one of the players, isn't he, with the Carabao Cup sort of gone, that perhaps isn't going to get so many opportunities. Where's his development? How are you keeping him involved? And looking ahead to January, is he one that perhaps could go out and get some experience?
Yeah, at first I think our training session is always a good challenge. We have a good level in the training, good intensity, good decision making. Of course, the cup games was very helpful. I think not just for him, also for us to see how far he is or how close he is. It gives me a really good feeling. And then in January we have really to look what makes sense. On the one side, it's about to have him here and make sure that we can achieve our goals. And on the other side, we have also to look for the bigger picture for the long term, and then it means, if it's helpful to play every week or 3 games in a week until May. But for this, it must be also the right fit. I think his strength is playing football from the back. If you have then a club who's just looking for long balls, I think this is not the right fit for him. We want to build up his strength, but let's see. I think we will do in the following weeks. Look on the market, which requests we have, what is possible, what makes sense, which contacts we have, and then we make hopefully the best decision for everyone.
I believe he's one of the ones whose contract is up at the end of the season, if that's right. Is that a conversation that's come in, or no, you're looking at me as if I'm...
No, should be alright.
Okay, right. We'll leave it there in that case. You touched on the home and away form there with Rob. It's an early kick-off, it's cold, it's expensive. How much do the fans have a role to play in what you're trying to achieve and push on this season?
Yeah, I think let's look a little bit back to the last season. I think the last season was the big difference was about expectation and league position. I think every point, every win was outstanding for us. And this season, now you win you have 2 wins in a row away. Then you come here, you play against Preston. Oh, they look to the table. Just in the bottom of the table. Last 8 positions, and then everybody thought, it will be easy one. The next 5 games we go through, we will win. And the expectation is higher. Our supporters, massive fans, they will come in the stadium. They want to see goals. They want to see nice football. And then sometimes, and this is the human side, you forget what happens 6 months ago. And it's up to us. We want to entertain our fans. We want to bring them on our side. We want to create the energy at first on the pitch. All these things, but we know championship, it's not always just smart and nice football. It's also sometimes about hard working, and this is what we have to accept sometimes. Yeah, that of course when you ask me, I want to give my fans a 4-0. 10 more chances, XG over 5, clean sheet, all these things. Yeah, of course I want to give this. Yeah, but the reality, you said this. It's cold. The winter opponent is nasty. We're hard working against them. They will get some points here. Yeah, there's always a side who is fighting against us, and at first we have to find a way into the game. Then we have to find the right tools to score, and then we have to bring hopefully the game home. And for this we need 90 minutes plus the extra time, and every support in the stadium. It's helpful, and we try it again on Saturday morning, lunchtime. That. We make a good game and we keep the points here.
Good stuff. Well, good luck with that. I'll see you at the weekend.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.
Hi, Darren. Good to see you.
Hey.
Just a bit more on the home form then. Is there anything different that you have to do at home to away, or is it about trying to do the same things?
No, I can't see a big difference between home and away. I think we come good back after a 1-0 down in the last away games, and of course we should also a little bit look of course Watford second half. The first half was great. There was nothing in where we say was not good against Cardiff. We have to win, and maybe this is the big difference, that we have away maybe a little bit the last punch. Yeah, the last punch to win these games. Also to be a little bit dirty to win the game, bring him home. And in the last home games, you have sometimes the feeling, now jump into the ball and tackle and we can score. This is what we have to take in the next home games. We want to take points now. We have a good week ahead of us, 2 home wins or 2 home games with the opportunity to take 6 points, and I think again will be 2 different games between Preston and Blackburn, and then you go to Oxford. Yeah, but of course, all in all, the mindset is still the same. We want to win games. It doesn't matter if it's home or away, but the last punch, a little bit more clinical, we miss at the moment at home. And this is what we have away.
And you mentioned earlier about changing the team less, or changing the personnel less at the moment. I just wonder, obviously that's a good thing to do, but how much it's helped that you're able to change the team by asking players to play different roles more, perhaps, than you were early in the season, as they're more used to.
Yeah, this is. You have 2 ways to change something. You can change the shape, the positioning. Or you keep the shape and you change the players and bring different profiles in, then you change also something. And of course we will have then 3 games in a row. It's about game management. Sometimes you have to sub some players a little bit earlier. I think we did it last week well. Look to Hull, we make a sub after 45 minutes, then you bring some new players in. I think this is the full package, the whole picture. How you manage also the squad, and a good example, you can imagine what it means for Jamal and Patu to be the game changer, the guy who decide the game, that make something with you. But this is one game, and now the next game, and I will do the next decision. I'm convinced this decision is the best one to win the next game.
And although I totally understand what you said before about you prefer to have the same team playing the same way for the whole game, is there a part of you that enjoys that involvement in always having to think about changing the shape, changing the players, all this sort of thing?
Yeah, of course. I think this is the good thing. I can remember when I took over in Watford, and I was honest. Yeah, when I looked to my bench, I had not really a feeling who I can bring in to make an impact. And now I understand my team. I know the players. I know which parts they can help me, in which parts they have weaknesses, and which parts they have strengths. And of course, yeah, it's good. I like to make decisions, and yeah, it's part of our job. Yeah, of course, it's not just always a decision from my own. It's also when I speak with my assistant coaches. But there's a big part, and if you see then it works and you can really make an impact because the players make the impact, you subbed in or you change the shape, then it's fantastic and it's really a great teamwork. Yeah, and you can imagine you have. I do my homework before the game. I prepare the opponents. I look a lot of games more from different opponents to look what happens during the game, how they change something, they change nothing, they keep going, what they do. If you go to a back four, what they're doing then. Of course, this is also what I prepare, and if you prepare and you do your homework, then you can make better decisions live in the game.
And when you make these decisions with your assistants, do different assistants have different areas you ask them to concentrate on? Is one of them specifically looking at the iPad, maybe one looking at the defence? I don't know.
I think one secret is that I'm listening, and then I make I have my ideas, and then I make my decisions. Yeah, I think you have no time. I think it's against Derby County. I took the paper from Sasha. I said, Sasha, give me a paper and a pen, yeah, and then I have my thoughts and I put it on and then said, okay, look, this is what we want to do. And then you have in the halftime no time to make a big discussion, and everybody can bring his opponent in. This is then not the right moment. This is then, apart from my job to make a clear decision and to go forward, because my team is then waiting for me. Sometimes we have Chris here, he's sitting on the stands, he gives some keywords. You have Henrik on the bench with the iPad, and yeah, I'm listening and I take all the informations and then I go straight with my decisions forward. And this is then sometimes wrong, sometimes right, and
And when you talked earlier about players who tried to sign doing their homework, speaking to other people, Shay said last week the players that made the most impression on him were the players who hadn't played much for you but still spoke very well of you. And I remember speaking to Reece James when he signed for Rotherham in the summer, for example, and he was very complimentary about your management. Is that what you're proudest of, your relationships with those players who you aren't able to give many minutes to?
Yeah, I think this is sometimes not the easiest job last year, and this is also what I try now, to be always honest to them. And I think that helps if they know in which position they are, they can work on it. I'm honest to you, it's sometimes not easy because if you have a lot of games, then you miss sometimes the time to have really these conversations with everyone. Yeah, then you have to look for every small signals, and then sometimes it's just 1 minute talk, but to give them a feedback. But this is really what I try to give them an honest picture where they are. What they have to improve. My door's always open, and then I try to bring every team in one direction. Yeah, I think this is important if you want to be successful, and you have some players, some people, they go not in the same direction, then you have some more resilience. And at the moment we have one direction, everybody is on the same page, and this is helpful. And I think last year was a special one, even then after the January window where you have some players they want to leave and it was maybe not possible, and to have them behind you, I think that was a good experience for me as well. It helps a lot, and it showed a lot also about the player's character. And it's good to hear such things. I think I met Fletch in the cup game, and when you see even he didn't play so much and he come and you speak, it's fantastic to see them again. And this is always what I want to see, my former players to be successful, even it's not here, but they should be successful in another place.
And just one last one. I'm just trying my luck here. I know you didn't work with him at Southampton. Do you know Ruben Celis through Ralph Hasenhüttl or anything like that?
No, I didn't know him. Yeah, I think he did well so far in Reading. And yeah, if he signed for Hull, congratulations for him. Yeah, and for the club. But welcome to the championship.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for your time, Danny.
Thank you. See you. Bye bye.